Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Superman and Lois Season 4. So with us quickly, not just approaching, but quickly approaching the end of the year, most of us are getting ready, for what 2024 is coming our way, whether that just is a whole for humanity or us individuals. But for most people watching this video specifically, I would assume one thing in common that we have to look forward to in 2024 is the fourth and final season of Superman and Lois. Now we know we'll be waiting, a decent amount or a decent bit in 2024 until we get to watch an episode of Superman and Lois or a new episode of Superman and Lois. Most likely until, or not until around the middle of the year, around maybe June or July. But over the past couple of days, we got some information specifically about the premiere episode or episode 1 for season 4 of Superman and Lois. So that's what we're going to be going over in this video, as well as some minor topics or questions that have been brought up. Now, as we brought up about a month ago, maybe, can't remember exactly, but it was when these dates were originally brought up, I think through a Vancouver-based production notice site or something. But anyway, Superman and Lois was scheduled to start on January 11th, which is a Thursday, and then wrap up season 4 and the show as a whole on April 22nd, which I didn't write down what day that is, but it's a day of the week, I guess. And up until now, that has stayed the same. No changes. And good news, that's still the same. No changes. Now, of course, maybe the next, 2 weeks roughly leading up to that 11th of January from this point, things could change, but it doesn't seem like that'd be the case. I think there was only any changes that would have already happened. But if there is any changes, I'd expect them to be minor, like they start a day earlier or a day later, nothing major. Now, those dates of January 11th to April 22nd, that's about 3 months of filming. It's 3 months and 3 months and 11 days. So 3 months and a third of a month, pretty much, which lines up for the amount of episodes that this fourth and final season will have. That, of course, being 10 episodes. Each episode is about I think on average 8 to 10 days of filming or something from memory, depending on the show. So that lines up for those set filming dates of the 11th of January through the 22nd of April to film 10 episodes. Now, as I said before earlier in the video, the set release date, premiere date, being probably somewhere around June or July, does mean that the entire final season will be done and dusted on the filming side for at least a couple of months before they even start airing episodes. So there is a decent amount of time for post-production and VFX and just getting the episodes done and everything like that. So while the budget, might be down for this final season compared to the previous ones that's being reported, that extra time after the filming side of things could help in still allowing, decent VFX sequences at the very least. As VFX, is mostly about the time put into it. Money, of course, is very important with it, but as we've heard and know from the VFX people, if you give us 2 months to do something or just extra time to do something, we can make it look much better. So that's why you can see a smaller, maybe $50 million movie have amazing VFX compared to a big budget because it got an extra 3 to 6 months or something to do that stuff. So, extra time at the end of the season might be good. Now, though we don't really have much to talk about for episodes 2 through to 10 or the finale, we do have something specifically for episode 1 or the season premiere to talk about. And I think this is coming from Krypton's site. I believe they are the source for this information. I might be wrong, but I think I'm right in saying that. That have people that they've talked to and stuff, so it's not unbelievable. So yeah, I'm going to say Krypton's site is the source for this. And this has to do with the director for episode 1 of season 4 and some connections to the finale of season 3. So as I said, coming from Krypton's site, the director for episode 1 of season 4 of Superman and Lois is that of Gregory Smith. And while we usually don't talk really too much or look too much into the directors and stuff for episodes, unless it's also an actor from DC side of things, like we have in the past with David Ramsey, who's played Diggle in directed episodes, and Tom Cavanagh, who played Harrison Wells in Reverse Flash in his directed episodes. The interesting thing about Gregory Smith directing the premiere for season 4 is that he also directed the finale for season 3. And also, a bit of a fun fact, he was also the kid from Small Soldiers. He's been an actor and stuff, and then got into the directing side of things, but yeah, he's the kid from Small Soldiers. Now, there is a lot of speculation as to how season 4 will continue on from season 3, considering how it ended. Quite the cliffhanger, as we should all remember. Are we going to time jump to a few months later, or maybe even a year later after those events? Or are we just going to pick up straight from where we left? There's probably two decent parties that think that's going to be the case. But with the guy who directed the cliffhanger stuff and just, I guess, the final episode as a whole from season 3, then coming back to direct season 4's first episode, does that mean or suggest at the very least we are picking up from where we left off and they chose him to come back and do it all so it flows well, if you want to put it? And yeah, I guess that is a decent chance and a decent line of thought, I guess. But then again, season premieres and season finales are usually your two biggest episodes. So Gregory Smith might be, in their eyes, the best man for the job. And you never know. Maybe he's doing the season 4 and series finale as well alongside the premiere. So maybe that's their plan. They just think he's the best guy to do it. That easily could be the case. Now, of course, we should get a decent suggestion about where things are headed for season 4 once they start filming. As we've talked about, it does film in a bit of a different area, but then again, there could be some certain changes coming when it comes to season 4 of Superman Lois in regards to where it's set, or at least where certain scenes take place compared to previous seasons. So that gives that could give us a hint as to whether there is a time jump or not, and then whether we are picking up where we left off in season 4 from season 3, or we are doing a time jump or not. But that's, once again, at least 2 weeks away at the very least, if there is said photos, which definitely isn't a certainty with Superman Lois compared to some of the other shows in the past. But it will be interesting at the very least. But in regards to Gregory Smith and, I guess, him directing big episodes, he has directed 4 other episodes of Superman Lois throughout season 1 and 2, including that flashback episode from season 1 where we got to see Clark Kent's, early days in Metropolis and being Superman and meeting Lois Lane and everything like that. He directed that episode, which I think is a lot of people's, I don't know, maybe favorite episode, or at least top 3 episodes of the show. It's definitely probably my favorite episode. And he also directed big episodes of Arrow, Legends, Supergirl, and The Flash. He directed a bunch of episodes of The Flash and Arrow in particular, I think. In particular, for Flash, he directed Enter Flash Time. So I know that's a lot of people's favorite episode, or at least in a lot of people's top 5. So there is a decent resume throughout the Arrowverse and Superman Lois for him. So at least in regards to pretty big episodes, or at least episodes that a lot of people like. So, that's a good track record, I guess. Now, I did just want to include 3 FAQs, or frequently asked questions, that I've seen over the past 2 weeks or something like that. And they're just brief, so we'll just, briefly mention them. One of them is an interesting one because I didn't really think too many people were wondering this or just even questioning it, and that's, will there be any more delays? Now, of course, there is the initial delay for this season because of the writer strike, but even then, I don't think Superman Lois really felt too much of a delay because of it. I think the biggest thing is just the filming side. I still think, based off everything, it's probably not too far back from where we would have seen it premiere anyway. It might have come out in April or May, even without the strike, or maybe March, but I think other shows are much more affected compared to Superman and Lois. But in regards to any more delays, unless it's a filming delay, I don't see it. I really don't see it. I don't understand why there would be any more delays or anything like that. So I don't think that's anything to worry about. But I probably just jinxed it. Something's probably going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen now, so I probably just jinxed it, but nothing should happen. I don't know what would be there to cause a delay at the very least. The next thing is, are we confirmed to have all former series regulars coming back? So the ones that were series regulars in season 3, that no longer are, but, we'd said that, they're going to come back and be guest stars, or at least they said. Now, of course, the 2 that were recently confirmed to be coming back in, Sam Lane and Lana Lang, were the 2 that we thought weren't coming back. Now, we know that, Sarah Cushing, or Indy Navarrete, who plays Sarah Cushing, has said, yeah, I'm coming back. But that's the only one that's really said anything, I'm pretty sure, though we've seen, the actor who played John Henry Irons, the actress who plays Chrissy Beppo, hang out with, people associated with the show, whether they're behind the scenes or other actors and stuff, so they're fine. I think they're all going to come back. I think the big question around those is how many episodes, because it's said that Sam Lane's only going to be in 2, but then suggested Lana Lang's in at least 3, and that Sarah Cushing's in at least 3. So it's just the story around them and how much they're in it that probably is the big question around it, which we'll probably find out. Maybe we might have to wait until we start watching the season, but then again, it might come out once they start filming, and then someone like Sam Lane finishes his last episode in a guest appearance, and Lana Lang and Sarah Cushing and stuff like that, and they finish their, episode runs, and we'll find out how many episodes are in, but that's a wait and see. And the final thing, which sort of ties into the cast reduction and stuff, and we sort of brought it up earlier, and that's the budget concerns. Look, I don't know. I don't know what that is really going to mean too much with the show, because we don't know how much of the budget reduction there is, or it's just the season as a whole, and that's why there's only 10 episodes. We don't know necessarily episode by episode how much the budget is reduced, and the fact that they've got less cast members definitely helps in regards to maybe there not being a massive effect on the quality of the show. So this is something that we just have to wait and see. I don't know if it's necessarily going to change too much what they had planned for the final season in regards to story. I'm not too sure. I don't think anyone really knows up until they start filming and we see some examples and everything like that. So I don't really have too much thoughts of it. The only thing that it could affect it is big action sequences and stuff like that. But as I said, if it's more specifically like, with VFX, if you just have more time there, it can help if you don't have as much money. So yeah, as I said, it's a wait and see. I don't know if anyone can really be too certain as to how much of it's going to affect it. It'll affect it, but how much? Like, I don't think anyone knows, but that's a wait and see. So we'll wait, put it on lay-by, we'll come back in a few months, or probably like half a year, I guess, when the episodes start airing, and then we'll see what's happening. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome. We could drop a like and it shows support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various thoughts on the stuff we went over in this video. Always curious to read what you guys are thinking. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Just realized I didn't say hope everyone had a happy holidays or Merry Christmas or whatever you celebrate. Yeah, forgot about that. But anyway, that's the case. But I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Goodbye.